Come on, kill me. It's just an old house.
Yeah, an old house that's probably haunted.
James chuckles, dismissing the fear.
You're not scared, are you? I'm not scared, I'm just cautious.
Kilme follows James inside, the door creaking ominously behind them. Dust motes float in the shafts of light coming through broken windows. The air is thick with neglect.
Look at this place. It's like a treasure trove.
More like a tomb.
Suddenly, a loud thump from upstairs echoes through the house. Kilme freezes, eyes wide.
See? Ghosts already.
That wasn't funny.
Ignoring Kilme's fear, James heads towards the staircase.
Let's check it out. What's the worst that could happen?
I can think of a few things.
James starts up the stairs, and Kilme reluctantly follows, his heart racing. The staircase creaks under their weight, dust swirling around them.
We shouldn't be here, James.
Scaredy cat, just think of the stories we could tell.
Or the ones we could never tell if we die.
They reach the landing and step into a dimly lit hallway. Faded portraits line the walls, eyes seeming to follow them.
This is epic.
Suddenly a faint whisper fills the air, chilling Kilme to the bone.
Did you hear that?
Probably just the wind.
Or something else.
They enter the living room, filled with rotting furniture and a fireplace choked with cobwebs.
Let's see if it still works.
He presses a key, a haunting note echoes, followed by a loud crash from another room. Kilme jumps, eyes wide with fright.
What was that?
Probably a ghost wanting to join in.
This isn't funny, James.
James smirks, but his bravado falters.
Okay, let's check it out.
They enter the kitchen, where old pots and pans hang like forgotten memories. A shadow flits past a window. Kilme's breath quickens.
I think we should go.
A loud bang echoes from the pantry, making Kilme jump.
Let's see what's in there.
Kilme grabs James's arm, pulling him back.
No, we need to leave.
James shakes off Kilme's grip and approaches the pantry door, curiosity piqued.
Just a quick look. What's the worst that could happen?
Kilme watches helplessly as James opens the door. It creaks ominously, revealing darkness within.
James, please.
James peers inside, his expression shifting from curiosity to confusion.
I can't see anything.
A loud whisper fills the room, chilling them both. Voice, VO, get out! Kilme's eyes widen and he grabs James's arm, pulling him back.
We need to go, now. We need to find a way out. Kilme grabs James's hand, fear gripping him. Kilme. Suddenly the lights flicker, plunging them into darkness. I told you it was haunted. What the hell was that? They rush back into the hallway, hearts pounding. The whispers intensify, swirling around them.
They stumble back into the living room, searching for an exit, but the atmosphere thickens, a sense of dread enveloping them.
Where's the door?
It was right here.
They move towards the window, but it's boarded shut. Kilme's breath quickens.
We're trapped.
Suddenly the room shifts, shadows closing in. A figure appears, a ghostly woman, her face twisted in anguish.
Get out!
Kilme screams, pulling James back as the woman lunges towards them.
Run!
They dash for the door, but it slams shut, trapping them.
What do we do?
The whispers grow louder, a cacophony of lost souls.
We fight.
Kilme reaches into his pocket, pulling out a small silver locket, a memento from his past.
You can't have us.
He holds the locket out, and the ghost recoils, the whispers fading momentarily.
What is that?
It's a part of me. You have to believe.
The ghost lunges again, but Kilme steps forward, clutching the locket tightly.
We're not afraid of you.
The room shakes, and the ghost lets out a wail, the shadows retreating.
Leave this place.
The front door creaks open, light spilling in.
Let's go!
They bolt towards the door, Kilme's heart racing. They tumble out into the night, gasping for breath. The mansion looms behind them, silent once more.
We did it!
But what was that?
James looks back at the house, a mix of awe and fear in his eyes.
Just a story, right?
Some stories are meant to stay buried.
The wind howls as they walk away, the mansion fading into the night, its secrets still intact. Fade out. The old mansion loomed before them, a skeletal silhouette against the dying light.
Scared, Kilme?
James, ever the daredevil, grinned at his best friend, Kilme. Kilme, usually up for anything, hesitated. His stomach churned with a fear he couldn't explain.
No way, let's do this.
Kilme glared, his pride stung. He wasn't scared. Not really. Just uneasy. The mansion seemed to pulsate with an unseen energy, like a watchful beast. James chuckled, following close behind. He loved a good scare, and this place promised plenty. As they slipped through the gates, the last rays of sunlight vanished, swallowing them in an unsettling darkness. Inside, the air hung heavy and cold, thick with the scent of dust and decay. Cobwebs clung to every surface, shimmering like ghostly shrouds in the faint moonlight filtering through grimy windows. Kilme shivered, pulling his jacket tighter around himself. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the sound of their own breathing. James, seemingly unfazed, wandered deeper into the mansion, his torch cutting through the gloom. Shadows danced around them, twisting familiar shapes into grotesque figures. Kilme stuck close to James, every creak of the floorboards sending a jolt of fear through him. They reached a grand staircase, its once ornate carpet now threadbare and faded. As James started up, a low moan echoed from the depths of the house. Kilme froze, his heart pounding in his chest. James, however, just laughed, his eyes gleaming with excitement. A grand piano sat in the middle of the room, its ebony surface coated in a thick layer of dust. James ran his fingers lightly over the keys, a mischievous glint in his eyes.
Don't, James, let's just go.
But James was already playing, picking out a simple melody. The notes, sharp and dissonant, seemed to hang in the air, amplified by the silence of the mansion. Suddenly, a deafening crash from upstairs shattered the eerie calm. Kilme jumped back, his breath catching in his throat.
What was that?
He whispered, his voice trembling. James, his face pale for the first time that night, shrugged. Before either could speak, a cold wind swept through the room, extinguishing James's torch and plunging them into absolute darkness. Kilme cried out, his fear threatening to consume him. Then a soft, ethereal glow emanated from the shadows at the top of the stairs.
A woman, her form shimmering like moonlight on water, materialized before them.
He couldn't breathe, couldn't move, paralyzed by a fear unlike anything he'd ever known. Her eyes, two pools of endless sadness, locked onto Kilme.
He will sacrifice even his own soul for a taste of glory. Beware the one who seeks fame.
James, his initial fear replaced by a strange fascination, stepped forward.
Who are you?
The ghostly woman turned her sorrowful eyes to him, her expression unchanging.
A warning from the past.
Her form flickered like a dying flame. As she spoke, Kilme felt a warmth spread from his chest. He instinctively clutched at the source, a silver locket, a gift from his grandmother he always wore.
The locket pulsed with a soft light, pushing back the oppressive darkness and the chilling cold emanating from the ghostly woman.
The woman gasped, her form flickering violently.
A beacon of hope. It shields you for now, but beware the darkness craves its light.
With a final mournful sigh, she dissipated into the shadows, leaving behind a chilling silence. Kilme, still clutching the locket, stumbled back, his legs trembling.
This place is incredible,
he exclaimed, his voice filled with an unsettling excitement. News of the haunted mansion spread like wildfire. James, fueled by a desire for fame, spun tales of his encounter with the ghostly woman, embellishing details, exaggerating his own bravery. He became an overnight sensation, his name synonymous with the haunted mansion. Kilme, however, retreated into himself, haunted by the woman's warning and the chilling look in James's eyes. One night, James approached Kilme, his eyes gleaming with an unsettling intensity.
I need your locket. It's the key to unlocking the mansion's secrets, to achieving true fame.
Kilme refused, his fear and the woman's warning echoing in his ears. But James was persuasive, his desperation morphing into a chilling determination. He snatched the locket, a triumphant smirk spreading across his face as Kilme cried out in despair.
No!
In that instant, the temperature plummeted and the ghostly woman reappeared, her sorrowful eyes fixed on Kilme.
I warned you.
She whispered, her voice filled with a terrible sadness. James, oblivious, laughed, the silver locket glowing brightly in his grasp. He had what he desired, but at what cost? The shadows around them deepened, and Kilme knew with a chilling certainty that his soul was no longer his own.
The world knew him as James. A star, they called him. His light shone brightly on the stage, his voice captivating millions. Applaud him they did. Cheer for him they did. Yet, unknown to the world, a shadow lurked behind James's dazzling smile. A whisper followed the echo of each cheer, growing louder with each passing day. Kilme. Each night, as the curtain fell and the applause faded, the whisper grew louder. It clung to him, this voice, this entity. Kill me. James tried to ignore it, to lose himself in the adulation of his fans, the thrill of the performance. But the voice was always there, a venomous serpent coiled around his soul, squeezing tighter, whispering darker. Fame, James realized, was a fickle mistress. It brought adoration, yes, but it also brought loneliness, a profound isolation that amplified the voice within. Kill me. The name echoed his growing fear. Who was this entity, and what did it want from him? The answer, when it finally came, was far more terrifying than he could have imagined. The shadow grew with James's fame. It fed on his fears, his insecurities. What was once a whisper became a roar in his ears. Kill me. It was a command, an insidious suggestion that wormed its way into his thoughts, his dreams. Sleep, once a refuge, became a torture. Nightmares, vivid and terrifying, plagued him. He saw a figure wreathed in shadows, its eyes glowing with malevolent intent. Kill me. The voice was no longer a whisper, but a guttural rasp that seemed to emanate from the very depths of his being. He tried to reach out, to confide in someone, anyone, but who would believe him? Who would understand the torment that raged within him? He was James, the star, the golden boy with the world at his feet. To the world he had it all, but inside he was crumbling, consumed by an unseen enemy. He realized with a chilling certainty that he couldn't outrun this. He couldn't ignore it. This darkness, this entity, it was a part of him now. And it wouldn't rest until it had consumed him entirely. He needed help, but where could he turn? Who could fight a battle against a darkness that lived within? Desperation clawed at James. His career, his fame, all of it felt meaningless in the face of this encroaching darkness. He needed something more, something higher. An idea sparked in the depths of his despair, a single beacon in the encroaching night. He had heard tales, whispers of a place, a mountain where the veil between heaven and earth was thin, a place where God listened. The climb was arduous, the path treacherous. Yet James pushed onward, driven by a sliver of hope that flickered in his heart. With each upward step, the voice within him grew angrier, more insistent. Kill me. But another voice, faint yet persistent, urged him on. Higher. Seek me higher. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he reached the summit. The wind howled around him, a symphony of nature's raw power. He fell to his knees, exhausted yet strangely exhilarated. He looked up into the vast expanse of the sky and cried out. Not words of despair, but a plea, a desperate yearning for salvation. Help me, he whispered, his voice raw with emotion. Please help me. The wind seemed to hush, the world holding its breath. And then he felt it. A warmth spread through him, a sense of peace he hadn't realized he'd forgotten. It wasn't a voice he heard, not exactly. It was more a feeling, an understanding that settled deep within his soul. You are not alone. You have the strength to fight. Fight for him.
The betrayal Damien Voss once valued loyalty above all else. He considered James his closest confidant, a brother in every way but blood. They shared ambitions, dreams, and the bitter taste of past struggles. It was this shared history, this implicit trust, that made James's betrayal cut so deep. A whispered secret, a coveted invention, a deal with the whispered shadows. James craved power, and he was willing to sacrifice Damien to obtain it. Left for dead, his lifeblood seeping into the cold stone floor, Damien clung to a single burning desire: revenge. Whispers from the abyss. He awoke in darkness, the stench of decay thick in the air. Panic gave way to a chilling acceptance. He was in the catacombs, the city's ossuary, a place of death and forgotten things. Each rasping breath sent shards of pain through his wounded body. Then he heard it. A whisper, seductive and ancient, slithered from the depths. It spoke of power, of rebirth, of vengeance. All it demanded was a vessel, a soul willing to embrace the darkness. Driven by pain, hatred, and the echo of betrayal, Damien offered himself to the abyss. The forging of Kill Me! The transformation was brutal, a symphony of agony. His humanity burned away, replaced by something cold, sharp, and merciless. Bones cracked and reformed, flesh blistered and peeled, his screams swallowed by the uncaring darkness. He emerged from the crucible as Kill Me, an entity forged in pain and vengeance. The catacombs, once his tomb, had become his womb. He was no longer Damien Voss, the betrayed friend. He was something else entirely, something monstrous, something unstoppable. A world painted red. The world outside the catacombs was a desolate wasteland. Ash swirled in the air, the remnants of a world consumed by greed and betrayal. Kill Me moved through it like a phantom, his new form granting him unnatural speed and strength. His senses were heightened, sharpened to a razor's edge. He could taste the fear in the air, smell the lies on the wind. Every heartbeat was a drumbeat of vengeance urging him forward, leading him closer to James. The reckoning, their paths finally converged. In the ruins of their former headquarters, a shattered monument to ambition and treachery, James, cloaked in stolen power, looked upon Kill Me with a mixture of fear and awe. He saw a monster, but Kill Me saw only his reflection, the twisted result of unchecked ambition. The ensuing battle was a blur of dark energy and fury, a testament to the depths of Damien's transformation. This was no longer about reclaiming what was lost. It was about retribution. It was about becoming the very thing that haunted his enemies' nightmares. It was about becoming Kill Me,